So good afternoon. I'm very pleased to be able to address you all at this conference. I think some very interesting companies already here and hopefully some recipients of information I hope they will find very useful. I'm the lead technologist for energy generation supply with the Technology Strategy Board. There are a number of us in different guises. My particular area of expertise is smart grids, or what we're starting to look at is maybe digital energy systems or even maybe future grids, depending on what you think is in a name. I've come here today primarily to trail the current prospectus on our Technology Innovation Centre rollouts, based on the Hauser review of the role of Technology Innovation Centres in the UK last year, which was published in March last year, and also the Dyson review on innovation. The Technology Strategy Board has been given a fund of in excess of £200 million by the UK government to create a series of technology innovation centres, which in some ways and some forms will possibly look a bit like the Fraunhofer model in Germany, if you're aware of those, but fundamentally is an increased version of the Technology Strategy Board's role in itself, which is to de-risk pre-commercial technologies. So with regard to their primary role, they're looking to accelerate business innovation, bridge the research base, the gap between research base and companies, focus on a small number of areas. We've already announced high-value manufacturing, and we've also announced a offshore wind and also a cell therapy technology innovation centre. We currently have another 10 areas under consultation, of which smart grids and distribution has been allocated a role to consult into. So we're currently looking with the research councils and with the public sector bodies such as Ofgem and DEC and other stakeholders such as Carbon Trust, and then obviously the business community, to understand what a technology innovation centre for smart grids and distribution would look like. Is there a need for one? Is it timely to have one at the moment? Is there obviously the market size to justify the development of a centre in the UK? In essence, we've got that process running up through the autumn, and announcements will be made in the new year with regard to the next 3 technology innovation centres that will be launched. Provisionally, some of the areas we're looking at for a potential focus include, in some ways, what we like to think is the operating system for the smart grid, with regard to integration of ICT into the power networks. So looking at things like encryption, compression, storage, data analytics, issues around interoperability and latency, dynamic configuration, looking at modelling and monitoring and control of stochastic systems. Some of the other areas we're considering is materials development, such as superconductors and new storage media. Mother would tell me off for that one. And also looking primarily to demonstrate, obviously, looking at new business models, new supply chain entrants, disruptive supply chain entrants potentially, doing some technology trialling, and also gauging consumer insights based on the fact that obviously there's concern about take-up with regard to the Green Deal and behavioural insights to push these technologies into the marketplace. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is the TSB Smart Grid Programme. In addition to a Technology Innovation Centre, starting in January next year, we're launching a £25 million programme to support smart grid technologies. We're looking to facilitate the development of existing UK technical capabilities, so it has to be about where we have capacity, where there is an existing base in the UK to support. We want to use the funds, as per usual in the TSB methodology, as match funding towards developing innovative components and modelling integrated systems. We also want to instigate, support new supply chains and business models, as is our want, and offer additionality to existing programmes, so not trying to find a way we can seg into the Low Carbon Networks Fund and things like RIO and not duplicate any of the efforts there, but maybe help with some of the underpinning technologies that will feed into these other programmes nationally. With regard to the areas we're looking at for our programme, but still under consultation by doing a lot of conversation and analysis of the sector, we're looking at things like automated and at-scale demand response pilots, looking at potential for things like VPPs and other ideas, maybe have spun out the Project Phoenix you might be aware of. Looking at integrated homes, again, the interoperability issues and standards. Looking at system modelling and control, so looking at risk analysis, maybe looking again at complex maths around modelling stochastic systems, and maybe also looking at some things like Pareto strength algorithms for controlling distributed assets. We're also interested in things like cybersecurity and data. Obviously, there's issues with latency in the networks if you use public key encryption. We're looking at potential challenges in that area and also harmonising some of the international attempts on that. There's also a potential for power electronics development, looking at next generation power electronics, and the potential for developing what we thought might be a useful tool along the lines of what NIST have done in the United States, and putting together some kind of a standards wiki that we would work with the industry with to allow and facilitate a clear understanding of where the standards are in the smart grid and the localization of UK technologies. So feasibility studies start in January 2011, and that is about that from me. You can contact me through the address now at the bottom of the screen, but we have an online debate going on LinkedIn and also on our Innovate UK website on the _Connect platform.